Welcome to the Vitality Vibe Lab. I'm Laura Schwint, a mindset and leadership coach rooted in positive psychology. This space is for thoughtful professionals and high performers who want success that actually feels as good as it looks. Most conversations about achievement focus on productivity, performance, and revenue. But the deeper truth is this: your internal state shapes everything you create. Here we explore vibeology, the intersection of vitality, nervous system leadership, mindset, and meaningful success. Short wisdom transmissions for leaders who want clarity without burnout and impact that's truly sustainable. Because long before anyone reads your resume, your vibe enters the room first. Welcome to the lab. There is a moment every high performer knows. You start strong, you're consistent, you're doing all the right things. And then, somewhere along the way, you just stop. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because something inside you quietly decided, this isn't working. And that can be a moment where everything shifts. Hey, I'm Laura Schwint, a mindset and leadership coach rooted in positive psychology, and I help high performers create success that actually feels as good as it looks. And somewhere in the middle of an endurance ride this morning, Jess King offered a question that lingered with me. What if you stopped stopping? We've been taught to think motivation is about discipline. Push harder, stay consistent, want it more. But there's a deeper mechanism at play, and once you see it, it changes how you lead yourself entirely. I was reading Beyond Belief by Eyal, and he introduces this idea of the motivation triangle. 3 sides: your actions and behavior, the outcomes or benefits you want, and the foundation holding it all together is your belief that those actions will actually lead somewhere. And most people don't lose motivation because they're incapable. They lose it because that belief starts to crack. There's a study he shares. This is not something that would pass today's ethical standards. But the insight is powerful. A researcher placed rats in water to see how long they would swim before giving up. On average, about 15 minutes. Then he repeated the experiment, but this time, right before they gave up, he pulled them out, let them recover, and then put them back in. And what happened next is wild. Can you guess how long they swam? Those same rats swam for 60 hours. Not minutes, hours. Same bodies, same conditions. The only thing that changed was their belief. Somewhere in their system, they learned rescue is possible. And when I read that, I didn't think about rats. I thought about high performers. I thought about the business shift you almost committed to, the health routine you almost sustained, the legacy project you almost stepped into, and how often we stop, not because we've hit our limit, but because we've lost the sense that our effort is actually working. This is where embodied leadership comes in. Because belief isn't just a thought. It's a physiological experience. It's whether your system feels safe enough to stay in the process long enough to see results. When belief drops, your nervous system starts conserving energy. You pull back, you disengage. You look for certainty somewhere else. Not because you're weak, because your system is trying to protect you from wasted effort. So here's the reframe. You don't need more discipline. You need more evidence. Small, living proof that your effort is doing something, that you're not just spinning your wheels. And this is where most people miss the moment. They wait for big results to believe. But belief is built through small, repeated confirmations, like roots growing under the surface before anything breaks through the soil. So instead of asking, why can't I stay motivated? Try asking, where have I stopped trusting the process because I haven't seen proof yet? Here's a simple reset you can try this week. Pick one area where you've been close to quitting. Then shrink the goal until it feels almost too easy to complete. Track one small win each day, visibly somewhere you can see it, on a wall calendar or a sticky note on your desk. At the end of the week, review the evidence. Not your feelings, but the proof that you're progressing. You're not chasing perfection. You're rebuilding trust. You're telling yourself, I do what I say I will do. You see, most people don't fail because they can't do the work. They fail because they leave the forest too early, before they see what's already starting to grow. So stay long enough to gather proof. That's where the real confidence is built. What if the next level of your life is on the other side of you not stopping. Save this for the version of you that forgets, or pass this to someone who's almost there but keeps stopping short. Cheers. Thanks for stepping into the lab with me today. If this session added something useful to your toolkit, like, subscribe, or pass it along to a fellow explorer. And until next time, tend your vitality. Everything grows from there.